Meanwhile, in Islamabad, Prime Minister Imran Khan has confessed that he is being pressurized by Western powers to pick a side, that he is being forced to choose between the United States and China. He said this in a TV interview to China's state broadcaster CGTN. And going by Imran Khan's tone, it seems that he's indeed in a dilemma. Islamabad cannot afford to offend Beijing, its partner in crime. Neither can it afford to let go of Washington, its largest export market. So what's it going to be? Our next report explores.
Islamabad is facing a new conundrum. Should it embrace the new administration in Washington, or should it stick to obeying its masters in Beijing? The dilemma is real. Imran Khan has confessed. He says Western powers are forcing him to pick a side.
So it creates problem because what United States is doing is it's formed this regional alliance called the Quad, which is US, India, and then a couple of other countries. So from that point of view, Pakistan thinks that it is very unfair for the US or other powers, Western powers, for countries like us to take sides. And it's not going to happen that if there's pressure put on Pakistan to change its relationship or downgrade its relationship with China, it won't happen.
It's not going to happen, says the Prime Minister. The way he puts it makes it seem that Pakistan is the most sought-after ally. But in reality, it is the one quoting both sides. Pakistan cannot afford to annoy China. Neither can it afford to let go of America. It is indebted to both sides for more than one reason. Let's start with China, which is Pakistan's largest defense supplier, accounting for 58.4% of all defense imports. It is also Pakistan's largest foreign investor, providing $501 million as FDI in 2020 alone. It is also the biggest source of modern infrastructure, having invested $62 billion to build highways, railways, power stations and ports under the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. China is the loudest voice in support of Pakistan against sanctions and resolutions at global platforms. It also helps Islamabad pay back loans to the many countries it has borrowed from. Cut to the chase. Islamabad and Beijing are as thick as thieves. But Washington and Islamabad also enjoy a patron-client relationship. The United States exercises some considerable leverage in Pakistan. It is the top donor country when it comes to grant-based assistance. America has provided over $5 billion in civilian assistance and $1 billion as humanitarian relief since 2009. If China is the largest source of imports, America is Pakistan's largest export market, accounting for $3.71 billion worth of exports in 2018 alone. Pakistan is feeding off both countries. The problem is that the US wants Pakistan to do more on terror and the Afghan peace process. The common sentiment across US administrations has been that Pakistan was the reason America lost the war in Afghanistan. And it continues to fuel militancy by harboring Taliban terrorists. There's also a trust deficit when it comes to Pakistan's actions against terror emanating from its soil. And of course, there's the never-ending closeness to China, America's self-declared enemy number one. As the confrontation between Beijing and Washington rages, Islamabad is finding it rather tough to navigate their sensitivities. And going by Imran Khan's tone, Pakistan's balancing act is about to come crashing down.
Pakistan thinks that it is very unfair for the US or other powers, Western powers, for countries like us to take sides. There's pressure put on Pakistan to change its relationship or downgrade its relationship with China. It won't happen.
Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.